Broadcasting live from WOUB TV in Athens, this is Newswatch.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Catherine Blaine. Thanks for joining us. Athens County saw an increase in concealed carry permits in 2015. The number of Athens County residents receiving a new concealed carry gun permit has increased by 42%. Statewide, there's only been an increase of 23%. These numbers come from a report released by the Ohio Attorney General. While counties in Ohio are seeing an increase in concealed carry permits, a discussion on the same topic is happening at Ohio University.
We're not really excited about this bill, but once again, we want to bring it to your attention as it has passed the House, currently being discussed in Senate. We'll see where it goes in the future weeks and months.
That was Ohio University President Roderick McDavis last week discussing House Bill 48. The bill could expand the state's concealed carry law to include higher education campuses. It would allow university boards of trustees to adopt policies that would permit the carrying of concealed handguns on campus. If the Board of Trustees does not adopt a concealed carry policy, the charge for a licensed gun owner who carries a handgun on campus would be reduced to a minor misdemeanor. So what do you think of the recent surge in concealed carry permits? And what's your take on House Bill 48? Share your thoughts with us on our Facebook page. Time is running out for local police and prosecutors to get old rape case evidence DNA tested. The state attorney general launched an initiative in 2011 to provide DNA testing for rape case evidence not previously tested. The AG's office says state law enforcement agencies have until Wednesday to send in old rape test kits. Authorities from more than 250 agencies have submitted more than 12,000 rape kits. A trip to the doctor will soon be a lot easier for people working on Court Street. Holzer Health System is constructing a clinic in Uptown Athens. The building will be near the corner of Court and Washington Street. Holzer spokesperson Carrie Davison says it will be an urgent care facility. Davison also told WOUB the clinic will be similar to the services Holzer offers at its Walmart location on East State Street. Doors are expected to open this fall. A Gloucester woman pled guilty over the weekend for sneaking methamphetamine into the Southeastern Ohio Regional Jail. Kayla Powell was originally charged with manufacturing methamphetamine. She will now serve 4 years for transporting the drugs onto government grounds. A press release from the Athens County Prosecutor's Office did not specify how she snuck the drugs in, but they were found, quote, in her person. An Athens judge charged a Nelsonville man with 10 years in prison for drug trafficking last month, and now he's back in Athens court. Josh Gambrill now claims he was, quote, under the influence of heroin and Xanax while pleading guilty to last month's offense. Athens County prosecutor says Gambrill seems to be coherent when he was testifying, but that office will file a response to Gambrill's motion. Now, a powerful telescope is getting a new home at the Ridges after sitting in the basement of Clippinger Hall since 2008. The 4,400-pound telescope will live in a new observatory, set to open in 2017. Ohio University is expected to spend over $320,000 on the observatory. The telescope was originally made in 1950, but has been revamped to have modern technology. And the city of Nelsonville is searching for a new city manager. The city has received 9 applications so far. Current manager Mark Hall has served since July of 2012. Major issues the new manager will face: financial and budget concerns of the city as we head into 2017. Salary will be between $52,000 and $62,000.
Good evening, I'm Adriana Davies, and as we all felt this weekend, it was really chilly for the beginning of our spring season. We saw rain-snow mix on Saturday, and into Sunday we had chilly temps as well, but throughout the rest of the week we'll see those start to warm up. But right now in Athens, we see 47 degrees with partly cloudy skies. And around the region, we're going to see similar temps everywhere too. We see 48 in the majority of our viewing area with a little bit chilly temperatures up in Columbus and 50 down in Ripley. And into tonight, we're going to see chilly temperatures again, 40 degrees by 8 p.m., 36 by 12 a.m., and our low at 4 a.m. So if you're out and about tonight, you're definitely going to need to take a jacket with you. Now over to you, Catherine.
All right, well, I look forward to seeing you later on in our broadcast. Thank you so much. The Kentucky Attorney General is launching an investigation into nuclear waste levels. Officials say nuclear waste was illegally dumped inside 2 landfills in Eastville and Greenup counties. The owners of both landfills say they didn't know of any dumping of radioactive waste and want to cooperate with the investigation. This announcement comes just a few weeks after officials confirmed that waste was from fracking operations in Ohio, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania had also been found in the landfills. In Charleston, police say they did not find any hidden evidence listening to devices during last week's wiretap sweep of the Water Development Authority building. Police searched for wiretaps after allegations of ethics violations. The sweeps come after a dispute between the agency's Geographic Information System Manager, Michael Dumnick, and 2 agency employees, including Jarrett and Water Development Authority Executive Carol Cummings. Huntington wants to cut down on the number of vacant residencies and buildings in the community. Huntington City Council has approved an ordinance to create a vacant property register. Under the new policy, owners must register any building that has been vacant for longer than 30 days. If a property remains registered for longer than a year, the owner could pay an annual fee on the building. After that, the fee would increase each year the structure remains vacant. And a 15-year-old boy is dead after a bow and arrow accident. A West Virginia state trooper says that Caleb Fairchild was playing a game of dodging arrows this past Saturday in Chapmanville, and an arrow then struck the boy in the head. He was pronounced dead at Logan Regional Medical Center. Grief counselors were on hand today at Chapmanville Middle School to help other students cope with the loss. And Ohio launched an advertising campaign today with the brand Ohio Find It Here. The goal is to attract more visitors to the tourist destinations Ohio offers. Today, a 30-second TV spot, print and digital advertising kicked off the campaign. The TV ad is airing in all Ohio television markets, as well as Detroit and Pittsburgh. Most of the state's 200 million visits came from travelers that already live in Ohio. The campaign is budgeted to cost between $6 and $8 million this year. But as Ohioans drive across the state to tour these locations, we can also expect a higher price in the gas station. According to a survey from the AAA Auto Club, the price per gallon in Ohio is about $1.92. That price is up 22 cents from the state average of $1.70 a month ago. Although prices have risen, both the state and national averages remain lower compared to this time of year. And after the break, we'll have all of the opinions on the we all have our own opinions on presidential candidates, but listen to what Donald Trump's son says you don't know about him. That's ahead. Plus, President Obama made a historic trip to Cuba. Details on his trip next on Newswatch.
Really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything. Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything. Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
History in Havana. President Barack Obama touched down in Cuba Sunday. The first time in 88 years, a sitting United States president has stepped foot in the island nation. The diplomatic trip is the culmination of a 3-year effort to restore ties to Cuba. Scott McLean is in Havana with details on the president's trip.
It's a moment many Cubans thought would never come. A sitting U.S. president on a diplomatic trip to Cuba. Today, the president attended a wreath-laying ceremony at the Jose Marti Memorial, the man who led the fight for Cuban independence from Spain more than a century ago. Then, a face-to-face meeting with President Raul Castro before a state dinner planned this evening.
This is a historic visit, and it's a historic opportunity to engage directly with the Cuban people.
Almost immediately after landing, the president tweeted that he's looking forward to meeting and hearing from the Cuban people. Among the first was Cardinal Ortega, a man once imprisoned in Cuba for his Catholic faith, who played a critical role in negotiations between Cuba and the United States. But the historic day was not without protest. Female family members of jailed Cuban dissidents, dressed in all white, were detained in Havana just hours before the president arrived.
What an affront to the presidential visit that the ladies in white's simple little peaceful march yesterday had to be interrupted by the thuggery of the Cuban oppressive forces.
And there were also demonstrations in Miami, home to the largest population of Cuban exiles. A reminder that not everyone believes that this new relationship will bring meaningful change. In Havana, I'm Scott McLean.
Thanks, Scott. Only a few U.S. businesses have ventured into Cuba so far. One of them, the popular hostel business Airbnb. So if you're planning on traveling to Havana or any other city in Cuba, you can at the least get a cheap place to stay for the night. And Donald Trump's namesake is sticking up for his father. The GOP presidential frontrunner campaigned in Utah this weekend with his oldest son. Donald Trump Jr. says there's more to his dad than what you think.
People don't see the real Donald Trump. They see the guy, again, that's being brash, but they don't see the guy around a dinner table with his family. They don't see the guy, swinging a golf club with his, 20-month-old granddaughter. They don't see that guy that's just, family first. They don't see the ordinary guy that's actually a very humble guy. I call him, the blue-collar billionaire. It's been difficult for me as a son, to watch people try to say that stuff about my father, which couldn't be further from the truth, because I've seen, who he interacts with. I see the people he employs. I see the people who he hangs out with.
Trump Jr. was in Salt Lake City to help shore up the support for his father ahead of tomorrow's caucus in Utah. And authorities are still trying to figure out what sickened 22 people at a rec center pool in Lafayette, Colorado over the weekend. The recreation center was evacuated after a potential chemical incident, initially reported to be a chlorine gas leak. The 22 people, most of them kids, were treated at a hospital after experiencing coughing, nausea, and vomiting.
Getting ready to walk in the locker room when they had people were coming out coughing and choking and having hard times to breathe.
A city spokeswoman says several tests failed to detect any remaining gas or chemical in the air. Testing is scheduled to continue this week. And on Wall Street today, the stock market began the week on a higher note as the major averages recovered from a weaker than expected February. Yesterday was the first day of spring, and along with the sunshine comes sneezes. Yep, it's allergy season. Details still ahead here on Newswatch.
Good evening, I'm Adriana Davies, and as we felt this weekend, those chilly temperatures will start to dissipate. As we move throughout the week, spring will return with a low pressure system that will move through, bringing warmer temps but gusty winds. Up next on my extended forecast.
Student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home.
Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences. They want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything. Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like we're having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
Good evening and welcome back to the Newswatch Weather Center. I'm Adriana Davies. And right now in Athens, we'll see 47 degrees with partly cloudy skies with winds from the west at 13 miles an hour. But looking around the region, we will definitely see cooler temps with 48 degrees around everywhere pretty much, except for down in Ripley, we see 50 degrees and we see 45 up in Columbus. Our almanac for today, we were definitely below normal with 56 degrees being our average and 49 for our high today. The sun will set around 7:41 tonight. Our precipcast will stay relatively dry moving throughout tonight and into tomorrow. We will definitely see a little bit of snow up in Michigan. Hopefully that won't come to us, but we'll stay relatively dry throughout the rest of the week. Our overnight lows, we'll see 31 in Athens, 34 down in Ironton with partly cloudy skies around the region. A little warmer up in Columbus with 34 degrees, so if you're out and about, you're definitely going to need to take a jacket with you. Tomorrow, our highs, it's going to be a pretty day for our beginning of summer, or spring, I wish it was summer, excuse me. 64 in Athens as our high, 66 down in Ironton, 60 up in Cambridge and in Newark, and it's going to be pretty cloudy or clear skies, Tomorrow, our overnight hour by hour, 8 p.m. we'll see 40 degrees, a little bit chilly, but moving into the midnight hour, we'll see 36, so you're definitely going to need to bundle up if you're out and about, coming home from the library. And at 4 a.m., we'll hit our overnight low at 33 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Our hour by hour for tomorrow, it'll be a beautiful one. Starting at 8 a.m. on your way to your morning work or school, you're definitely going to need to take a jacket with 39 degrees. But as we hit noon, it'll be around 53. And as we are all commuting home from work, we'll see around 62 with sunny skies. So you'll definitely be a little bit warmer than it was this weekend after we had that rain and that snow. But tomorrow, our high is going to be 64 with partly sunny skies. Gusty winds though, so you're going to need that windbreaker, and be careful if you wear a hat. You're going to need to hold on to that, with winds from the southwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. But for our extended forecast, it's going to be a beautiful week. Definitely a lot better than it was the last few days that we've had. 64 tomorrow, but we'll see 67 on Wednesday. 66 up to Thursday with a little bit of rain as a low pressure system will start to move through, the rain will start to cool us off as we move throughout the weekend. And when we hit Sunday, we'll see 67 as our high. Moving into next week, we'll see cooler temps. Back to you, Catherine.
All right, well, thanks a lot. Hey, 67 degrees on Easter, can't really beat that. But while a lot of folks across the country are celebrating the first day of spring, seasonal allergies have kicked in for millions of Americans. In fact, more than 60 million Americans suffer from allergies. Think burning, itchy eyes, and noses that won't stop running. Gosh, that stinks. And according to the American Academy of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology, the website pollen.com tracks pollen counts nationwide. The site's national allergy map shows the southern half of the U.S. is getting absolutely whacked with pollen yesterday. Cities getting hit that are the worst are Phoenix, Las Vegas, and then New Orleans. And coming up in sports, the Ohio women's basketball team played yesterday for a berth in the Sweet 16 of the WNIT. Find out if they made it to the next round. And then the Ohio men's basketball team is in the quarterfinals of their postseason tournament. Find out who they'll be playing coming up next here on Newswatch. And then stay tuned to WOUB Tonight. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
Really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything. Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us. Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything. Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
Welcome back, everyone. Postseason basketball is dominating the sports world, and it's no different here in Athens. The Ohio women's basketball team is playing in the Women's National Invitational Tournament and is advancing to the Sweet 16. The Bobcats defeated the Virginia Tech Hokies yesterday afternoon, 64-57. The Bobcats were led by Kiera Lampkin's 26 points and 9 rebounds. The Bobcats will travel to Philadelphia on Thursday to play the Temple Owls at 7. And the Ohio men's team is also still alive in their postseason tournament, the College Basketball Invitational. The Bobcats play UNC Greensboro in just a few minutes over at the Convocation Center in the quarterfinals of the 16-team tournament. UNCG won their first round game 69-65 over Houston Baptist, and the Bobcats beat Albany 94-90. UNCG is only 15-8 on the year, but they're coming into the Convo on a roll, having won the past 6 of their 7 games. Now, as you all know, there is some tournament action going on outside of Athens as well. The NCAA tournament has finished up its first weekend, and the Sweet 16, it's all set, everyone. All the 4 number 1 seeds are still alive, and then 3 of the 4 number 2 seeds, are still playing. And number 2, Michigan State, they lost to 15 seed Middle Tennessee State on Friday. Just the 8th time a 15 seed has beaten a number 2 seed. Number 11 seed Gonzaga is the lowest seed left, and they will play 10 seed Syracuse in the next round. The next round of games begins on Thursday night at 7:10. So yeah, basketball might have the spotlight, but college wrestling determined their own champions this past weekend as well. Ohio sent a program record 7 wrestlers to Madison Square Garden, and senior Cody Walters came away a big winner for the Bobcats. In the college wrestling, the top 8 finishers in each weight class all earn All-American status. Walters finished 7th in 174. This is the 2nd time he's been named an All-American. And yesterday was the first day of spring, so hey, let's leave all these indoor sports for a second. Let's head outside. The Ohio baseball team played a weekend series against Purdue Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and came away with 2 wins. The Bobcats won the series opener 6-4 on Friday. The Boilermakers won the game 2 at 5-4, but took it 15 innings. The Bobcats stormed back in the finale with a 9-2 win. The Bobcats are back in Athens tomorrow night for one game only against Youngstown State. Now let's keep it on the diamond here. Ohio softball claimed a tournament title over the weekend. The Bobcats went 5-0 in the NC State Doubletree RDU Invitational in North Carolina. Ohio won the tournament on a 2-1 walk-off win yesterday against IUPUI thanks to Taylor Saxton's hit in the 8th. Starting pitcher Savannah Jo Dorsey didn't allow an earned run and struck out 10 and then pitched all 8 innings. The Bobcats are playing 2 games against Marshall tomorrow at 2. Now, both Ohio golf teams hit the course today in 2 separate tournaments. The women are playing in the MSU Spring Citrus Challenge in Sorrento, Florida. The Bobcats are in 13th place out of 20 teams. The men, meanwhile, are in day 1 of the Kingsmill Intercollegiate in Williamsburg, Virginia. After round 1, Ohio was tied for 10th out of 24 teams. Both second rounds start this morning, and the final rounds of each tournament will be played tomorrow. So come Wednesday, some of you may notice your Kindle cannot access the internet. That's because you didn't get an update in time. Amazon says if you don't update your older e-reader before March 22nd, it will not be able to download books from the cloud or the Kindle store, and it won't be able to connect to the internet. The update affects Kindle models made in 2012 and earlier, and if you wait until after Tuesday, you'll have to do it manually and update using a desktop computer to regain access. So let's take one last look at weather with Adriana.
Good evening, I'm Adriana Davies and welcome back to the Newswatch Weather Center. Tonight we'll see really chilly temperatures for our second day of spring. 40 degrees by 8 o'clock with 36 when we hit midnight, and our low is going to be 33. So definitely if you're out and about, bundle up, wear that hat, anything to help keep you warm for this time of the year. Tomorrow in Athens, we'll see 64, beautiful finally, with partly sunny skies, kind of windy, so hold on to your hats, with winds from the southwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour. And we'll see a beautiful week ahead with a low pressure system bringing us warmer weather, which will be so nice for classes this week. Back to you, Catherine.
And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Catherine Blaine. Stay tuned in to PBS for the News Hour coming up next. Remember, you can...
University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.